Hi, I'm Kiana, and in this video I'm just going to give a little advice and just a few things that I wish I knew slash things I wish I did before and during year 12. So if you're starting your last year of high school, I hope that this can be a little bit helpful. I know I watched a few videos like this as well, which were super helpful, but then there's some stuff that I also learned myself as I did year 12, so hopefully this can help you a bit, and best of luck. So yeah, let's just get started. Okay, so the first thing is getting ahead during the holidays. I know like I did a bit of getting ahead, but like not as much as I should have, I think. It really just depends on how well I guess you want to do in year 12 or like the last year of high school. Like for example, for me, I only got like 2 exercises ahead than the set homework was, and that helped a little bit, but like throughout the year I did get behind in some content. For example, some people that I know who did all of unit 3, they like just did not get behind at all throughout unit 3, and during the holidays after unit 3 was finished, they actually started doing unit 4 because unit 4 is actually quicker, so they were able to just always be ahead. And during that unit they would just revise or even start doing some exam prep, and I think that was really like an advantage. So definitely getting ahead, and that means like, you know, reading your books for English. Like I'm telling you, like I was like, oh yeah, blah blah blah, whatever, but actually it helps a lot. Even though you might forget it a little bit, at least you have that context. So when you go back and when you're reading it, you can actually analyze, for example, some stuff like foreshadowing or whatever. You can't really do that when you can't analyze those stuff when it's like the first time you're reading the book. So get reading your books early, and I know everyone keeps telling you, but like trust me, it's gonna save you so much time and effort. Like just trust me on this. And also, if you do reading books, there's a lot of videos and resources online that have annotated the whole book for you. So like I know, for example, like I did Ransom and the Queen. The book Ransom, there's this amazing person on YouTube, I forgot her name, but if you just search up you can find it, and she goes through the whole book and she analyzes as she speaks, and so like it's perfect. If you want to get ahead, you could just watch those videos because she's a teacher herself. Yeah, for maths, like doing exercises, for like science subjects, writing your notes. Like for example, for chemistry, I had some of my friends write the whole notes for all of unit 3, and that helped them so much. So I didn't do that, and I think that I wasted a lot of time, precious time, where I could have been doing questions, just writing up notes, whereas I could have done that during the holidays. Anyways, I don't want to ramble on too much, but definitely just plan out your holidays and get some shit done. Okay, also outfit of the day. Okay, let's get back to it. Okay, so the next little advice that I have is just knowing best way for you to write notes. So like I know I switched up a lot with like handwriting on my laptop, even using the iPad to write notes. So it's really important to just figure out the best way for you, and the way I recommend to do it is to like type out all your notes, because it's so much more time efficient than just handwriting them, trust me. And then I personally feel like when I'm revising, it's a bit harder to really understand when I'm looking at like my laptop. So what I do is, after I've written all my notes, for let's say for like a chapter or for a unit, I go in and I like get my notebook and actually handwrite, but just a summary of it, just so that when it comes exam time, it's easier for you to just flick through your notebook. I'd have like a summary notebook where I would have just a summary of everything handwritten, but a summary. I'm not saying like go write your notes again, because that's just such a waste of time. And I'm saying write your summary after you finished the content, learning the content, and then try to just write down everything that you remember by hand and check if you've missed anything. But trust me, it's the best way to go about notes. So that's the way I figured out how to do it towards the end of year 12, and I just wish I just did that from the start of the year. So hopefully this helps you. Trust me, it's the best way. You're not only saving time doing this by like typing your notes and then after writing it, like doing a quick summary on a piece of paper, but also it really ingrains the knowledge. in your head. Okay, so the next advice is just like, I figured this out. I started to realize the importance of just using the internet at the end of year 11, but a lot of my friends even throughout year 12 just didn't utilize the internet enough. And what I mean by that is, whether you're looking for notes, if you're looking for practice exams, practice stacks, like there's so much online. I'll put it up on the screen in a minute, but there's like a lot of websites. For example, for notes and just understanding the content, I use Khan Academy. There's this YouTube called Organic Chem Tutor or something. I use that for a lot of my subjects as well, like definitely chemistry of course. And there's a lot of also like different websites that I'll link in the description. They have a lot of great like stacks, practice stacks, a lot of like practice exams. I got you guys, don't even worry. Like I have put everything, like a lot of good resources, they're in the link below. So another thing I wish I knew was teachers might not always do their best job and might not always cover all the content even though they should. So it's really important that you print out your study design or just have it in your laptop and you constantly like refer to it before every SAC or an exam. Like go through the whole study design, and it might take a bit, but like it's really important. That way it literally just tells you everything that's going to be on the exam or the SAC. Like they can't have anything that's not in it. So just make sure that you read all of it, and if there's something that you're not unsure of, if you've covered it or whatever, or if your teacher hasn't covered it, make sure you cover it. Even some textbooks, like I used the Jolla one, and although it like covered basically everything, it just didn't go into detail on some of the stuff that I thought was really important. So like that way you know if your teacher is covering everything, and also you kind of get a great overview of just everything. Everyone knows about it obviously, but just make sure. A lot of people just forget about it. Don't forget about it. It's so important, because textbooks and teachers sometimes just don't focus on some of those things that might actually come up. And the last thing I wish I knew was, you don't need to like dedicate your whole entire life to year 12. Although you have to really prioritize school, like it's okay to have that life outside of school as well. I think I really just focused on school throughout all of year 12, and that's a really good thing, but it made me feel a little bit burnt out once the exam times came around. So it's really like, I know some people who went to the gym all the time, and they still were getting like amazing scores. Some people, like once it became exam time, like I started reading a lot of books, even though like that's not the best time to start, you know, doing other stuff than studying. But yeah, I like really find peace when I read books. It might sound weird, it might sound nerdy, or like it might sound like you're not even getting a break, but reading books just felt like a break to me. Like throughout like majority of 12, I wouldn't even let myself touch a book because I was like, I'll get too distracted. And yeah, fair enough, but also you need that balance. It's so important. Like I know a lot of people just mention it and you're like, yeah, whatever. It's so important to like have a life outside of year 12, and I was one of those people who just kind of dismissed it, and it went one ear and out the other, and I was like, whatever, I really want to focus on just school. Like I would still have life outside, but not as much as others. Yes, like I was kind of the person who, like I did have a life, but not really. And yeah, because it was like, it was just really important for me to do really well, because I wanted to get into like a really competitive uni course. So yeah, but even you don't realize how important it is to actually have that distraction from school. You know, if you like going to the gym, that's a great thing. I know some people who like love running, so they just would, I don't know, I don't get people who just do physical activities. It makes me so like tired. I can't even study afterwards. yeah, like running, I don't know, some people like went to classes for other stuff. It really depends on the person, but yeah, don't like leave everything to the side. And another thing is actually working during year 12. Like that's one question that I had myself, because I was working during year 12, and I just wasn't sure if it's gonna get too hectic with work or not. And actually work was a good distraction from school as well. I kept going to work, and I only went to work like once a week, sometimes twice a week, but when you got holidays I did go like 3 times a week or whatever. Yeah, like, so if you're thinking of should I quit my job for like year 12 or not, what do I do, I recommend you keep it. The only time I kept it until exam times, like I think term 4 or end of term 3, because yeah, I had like a really early exam for French. One of my French oral was like really early, so I just stopped working once it got kind of close to that. But yeah, I don't think you need to like stop going to work, because again, that itself is a good distraction from school as well. Okay, I think that is literally all of this stuff I kind of wanted to say. Watch me just start editing and I'm like, oh, I forgot this one, I forgot this, blah blah blah. If there's anything, I'll just like either make a part 2 or I just put it on the screen later. But hope this was a little bit useful. Again, make sure to just check the description for the useful links. And I kind of want to start making more videos like to do with academia, and maybe an 8-hour reaction. I'm not too sure though, it depends how confident I feel. Alright, well, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you perhaps in another video. Bye.